Right, I've shown this video clip before. It's just 3 minutes long. Gary Vaynerchuk is a very popular Belarusian American internet personality and entrepreneur. But he's known also for his very revolutionary ideas, which are based on his personal experiences. And for over 15 years, actually, before I ever discovered Gary talking the same truths, I've listened to people like Robert Kiyosaki. I've read his books, Robert Kiyosaki's books, Rich Kid, Smart Kid, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you want to be rich and happy, don't go to school. That was actually his first international bestseller. All self-published because he couldn't get companies that believed in those ideas. They were too radical then. They are reality today. So the man saw the future 20 years ahead of time. All right. Then I listened to Sir Ken Robinson, who was a knight of the British Empire and was talking about schools killing creativity, the conventional, traditional schools. So I've been writing articles also because my experiences, these ideas resonated with me because my experiences as a graduate, best graduating student, University of Ibadan, high performing manager in Guinness, Nigeria. I did so many things in the conventional, traditional system that worked for me. But the minute I stepped out into the real world of business as an entrepreneur, a solo entrepreneur, I discovered that literally everything I learned in school was completely useless to me in the real world of Nigeria, my country. And I began to ask questions. If these things I did in school all these years aren't going to help me, what do I need? I found that I had to learn a whole new set of skills. What I use today to earn a living, coding skills primarily, and then I'm a writer. I'm a very creative person, So I learned. I self-taught a lot, kind of reinvented myself completely, and I depend very, very little on the formal schooling I got in the sense of the university degree. Okay, so today I began to write articles like, "Are you learning? Is your child learning for school or for life?" Things like that. I'm going to show you some screenshots of some of the newsletter editions are published, my best practice parenting and schooling newsletter. But you see, the video you're about to watch now is actually a short interview with Gary, and in it he actually talks about the fact that the school system is dead. Some people are very quick to take offense when we say this, and they kind of they try to present it as if you're trying to say schooling is bad. We're not saying that. We're saying the school should teach useful things that can benefit the learner in the real world and help him succeed in solving problems, because it's when you solve problems most times that people will pay you money, and you need money to be well, to be happy, to be contented, to be comfortable. And if you cannot make money with whatever you learn in school, what is the point of learning that stuff in school? Why not just go out and get a skill that will get you what you need? So a growing number of Nigerian teenagers, youths, are discovering this. Look, Emanuela was not even a teenager when she was already making millions of naira, making skits on YouTube. She didn't have to go anywhere. She didn't go to any school. She didn't learn anything in any school. She learned everything she was doing online with the help of her uncle, Mark Anthony, and they were making big money. And now she's built a house for her parents, even though many people who are 50 years old cannot even build a house for themselves. Yours truly included. So this is a glaring example of the fact that the world has changed. All right. Kiyosaki, in one of his books, said, if going to school made you rich, school teachers will be millionaires. Okay. Do you know any school teacher who's a millionaire? No one is saying that school is bad, but I'm saying that after secondary education, most people need a custom education system that's currently not available in the conventional schooling systems. So you'll be better off exploring self-education channels. So this reaction you're about to watch, so the Gary Vaynerchuk video, okay, is designed to just kind of help people to kind of understand better what Gary is saying and understand why they need, all right, to listen with an open mind and give their kids, by doing so, a better preparation to succeed in the real world. The world that your child was born into is very different. This 21st century is very different from the world you were born into. I did a video where I do not want my kids to have the same kind of schooling I got. I don't want it. I don't want the same kind of education I got because it didn't help me. And imagine, if it didn't help me, how can it help my child? My parents gave me what they had, which was relevant to the time in which they were born and raised. By the time I grew up, it was nearly useless. So I don't want my child to go that route. I want to give my child something that works. So I've studied the world, I'm functioning in the world, I'm succeeding in the world, having failed seriously, repeatedly, and for prolonged periods of time. I have found the formula that succeeds, and I found that the priority is skills acquisition, income earning skills acquisition in any field, but most importantly in the field that gives you the highest returns on your investment of time, effort, and knowledge acquisition. So technology, coding skills primarily, then of course other skills, and anybody can do it. So I want you to listen to this reaction I've done to this video, and anybody can do it. So I want you to listen to this reaction I've done to this video, and hopefully by the time you finish, I hope you, in fact, if you want to do it right, I would recommend strongly you bring your child to sit down with you and watch together, and then have a discussion with the child about what his or interests or passions are. These Nigerian youths are mentioned in this video, and that I'm going to show you clips for you to watch. There's a link in the description to this video, all right, where you'll be able to see links to the stories I've told about it. The two gentlemen, the two young men most recently talked about, Njoku Manuel and John Oseni. Both of them blockchain programmers and making good money, and they just finished secondary school. They didn't do more than that. They didn't need to show any credentials, by the way, to get the jobs within foreign companies. So they're not getting paid by Nigerian companies because we're yet to wake up. But the foreign companies don't ask for degrees anymore. They can employ a teenager that's literally still in his parents' home and he's making millions because he's working for them. And what did he do? What did he use to get the skills to work for them? He just learned online, free coding skills, and maybe he paid a little money, maybe 22,000 or thereabouts at udemy.com. That's the new world we're in. The sooner parents wake up and embrace this new world, the better for the kids that are going to be raised by them. All right, let's get ahead and watch the video.
The school system here, I'm not sure about America, but it's outdated.
It's outdated globally.
It's outdated globally.
The internet made it outdated because information is a commodity, and the school system was built on memorization of information. Why do I have to do any math? I have a calculator on my iPhone that can give you any math.
Yeah.
I don't need to know anything. I can ask Siri and Alexa in 2 seconds, they'll give me the answer. You know, who cares about the periodic table when I can tell you what, like it's so uncomfortably outdated globally because it's predicated on memorization of information in a world where we have information at our fingertip within a second for zero cost. The whole thing's dead.
Now, just if you think about what this man is saying, what I see, I think, yes, the word to use is ego investment. That's the phrase. People who have gone through this system that this man is describing as outdated, those of us who have gone through it, some of us, not all of us, because I'm not one of them, some of us have what is called an ego investment in perpetuating the system. You see, we don't want to be made to feel that all these things we went to learn, that we suffered to study, and all this system we went through, and so that is now useless. Nobody needs it anymore. So we want to find a way to still force it to be relevant, even though it's completely irrelevant to the new world. Look at what he said. It's such a fact. Do you know that today a child does not need to know anything? That is why the children are so uninterested in academics, and they're all willing to cut corners to go and get the grades. They just buy the results because they know that even if they don't have it, they can always find their way. Why? Because the internet makes it possible. There is nothing you want to learn. There's no subject you want to learn that you can literally not learn by just going to Google. In fact, we have a phrase that we use in the developers community: when in doubt, Google it. You know, that's one of the phrases I tell my kids all the time. Whenever they ask me, I say, if you don't know, Google it. And the truth is, they know that too, but they only do that in certain areas. They forget that they can do that for actually defeating the academic system. Because ultimately, what the goal is, you want to finish through school. Good. When you're studying for the exam, Google it. If you have given a scheme of work, Google the topics in the scheme of work and study ahead of class. When you come into class, you'll be twice as ready, because then they're going to teach you something you've already read up on by following the topics in Google. You know, that's the way to intelligently use technology. Don't use technology to cheat the system, because ultimately you still want to come away with knowledge from school. If school is not teaching you in a way that enables you to come out with knowledge that's useful in life, you teach yourself in that way. That's why I say people should become driven to self-educate. That's the key. You must become independent learners.
How do we fix it?
It's parents' responsibility. It's the parents' responsibility to not buy into the self-esteem wrapped up in your child going to a top university. We don't need to boil the ocean. Parents need to make sure their kids are happy. If we all collectively actually gave a crap about the happiness of our children, it would fix itself. Unfortunately, we care more about the judgment of our contemporaries about what our children are accomplishing more than caring about our children. This is an issue of modern day parenting and insecurity and keeping up with the Joneses, not a school system problem.
Caring what other people think.
It is the devastation of our society.
Yeah, because so many people watching this will be like, no, you need a university degree. You need that to fall back on.
Fall back on what?
Yeah.
Every company's not requiring a degree to get hired anyway. The greatest companies in the world, Amazon, Google, are no longer requiring degree anyway. So what are you falling back on? Now, you know, that's like saying you need to keep a horse on hand in case the car doesn't work. It's ludicrous.
It is ludicrous.
It is ludicrous.
Yeah.
And it's completely predicated on the framework that the parent grew up with, and more importantly, the judgment that their parents are putting on them, or how they want to keep up with everybody else. Because the people that they eat dinner with at the country club on Sunday night, their daughter's going to the big university, and it's just ludicrous. It is sad. I'm a byproduct of parents that were strong enough to not care about what other people thought, which is why I'm happy. And I would like to use what the gift my parents gave to me as something that I communicate to the world, hopefully inspiring one parent to give that gift to their child.
Yeah, what do you say to
Now, it's important that I talk about, do a reaction to this section of the video. This is something that has kind of been put in my face repeatedly concerning my own kids. And I want to tell you this. I have made it very clear. I am not interested in sending any child through the university system the way it is currently. Because I believe the university system, as it's currently designed, has very little value to offer to anybody. With due respect to all the academics, the people who are in academia, the professors and all of that, very few of them are in tune with today's reality in terms of the way the world has been shaped and formed by technology today. You heard him say there, Amazon, Google, listen, nobody's asking for university degrees anymore in the serious world. The young man John was saying, you saw his story. When he was asked by the journalist what were the requirements for the job, they just said they gave him a few things to do online by way of programming tasks, coding tasks, and he passed them. Because being able to do it, they are watching you online, you don't go away. It's not something you can go and copy from anywhere on the internet. It's not something somebody can whisper to you. You either know it or you don't. Coding is a skill, and it's a skill that you develop, you practice it, you refine it. It's just like any other skill. You've got to really know it. It's like a person who is a driver, put him behind the wheel of a car. If he's a driver, you can tell. If he's a good driver, he's clear when he's handling the car. The same thing with the boxer, the same thing with the footballer. Put him on the pitch. You don't want to know whether even if he don't spend a single day in school, you don't care, because you want the practical skill to be demonstrated. Elon Musk, there was a time I think it's about 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago or so, during the lockdown period, he supposedly wrote a bit. I didn't see the tweet. It was just somebody that was telling me about it, that he tweeted that he did not care if you did not have finished primary school, so long as you can code, that he will give you a job. He was asking for programmers to come on. I've seen an interview granted to I think it was CNN by a young man in the US in Silicon Valley who had been employed by the company even though he didn't have a university degree. He was a self-taught programmer, but the company said they hired him because when he demonstrated what he could do, he was so much better than the people that went to university, and he was more creative. You see, the truth of the matter is that skills are things that have very little to do with reading up. They have to do with doing. And when you are allowing the old-fashioned ideas of the previous world that our parents came from and our grandparents came from, where they expected you to have a university degree because you were going to be looking for a job that was supposed to be a secure job. If you allow that to guide your thinking today, you are going to be lost, because today's world, the jobs are not even there. That's the first thing. Then secondly, the jobs that exist are not even paying well. The people who get paid the best are the people who are the creative people, creatives, and they are the digital creatives. So you need to ride that wave right now, and that wave is going to be high up there for a long time. But the thing is, when you are trying to keep up the Joneses, when you want to be like every other person, you are worried that people will say your child didn't go to university or that you didn't go to university. It's going to affect you negatively, because the world is no longer looking for people who went to university. The world is looking for people who can solve problems. And it is the people with the skills to solve problems that the world is willing to connect with, and they will pay them good money. That's why a 16-year-old like John Oseni is getting paid millions to lead teams right from his home here in Nigeria. I don't think you need any other kind of testimonial to let you know this is the path you can follow. Anybody can be a programmer. Anybody can code. But everybody cannot code, because we don't all have the same interest. But if you have interest in it, go for it, because it's a path to success. Proven by so many people to be a path to succeed. I hope you will listen. Let's end the interview. Let's listen to the rest.
Young entrepreneur at school, hating school, wanting to leave school, but has to stay at school. What do you say to them?
Enjoy the vacation, because you're going to work the rest of your life. 2, don't be a hypocrite. If you're such a tough guy or gal, stop taking mommy and daddy's money. If you're such an entrepreneur, go buy your own iPhone. Start practicing now. The quicker a child gets off a parent's payroll, the more likely they will be happy in life.
See what he said there. Challenge to the young person. If you're listening to me, or if you're a parent who has a child, please let the child listen to this video, this reaction video I'm doing. I beg you, let your child understand that once he completes secondary level of education, like it happens in America, they literally kick a child out once he's 18. Go and get your own place, start paying your own bills. That's it. You become an adult once you're 18, because there are bills to be paid, and you cannot just sit there without contribution. If you're going to stay in the home, the parents will demand that you contribute something to the home as well. Now, if you pamper the child till he finishes university and continue to give him everything, the child will not step up. Most importantly, if you are a person that's a young person, you really believe in yourself, you believe you can succeed, you believe you have your own dreams, your own plans, you have talent, don't sit around waiting for people to do things for you. Like he said, start practicing now. Did you notice he didn't say start reading, he didn't say go and get an extra degree, he said start practicing now. It's practice you need. Go and check the people that are succeeding anywhere in the world. Go and check. I was telling somebody, I said, look, Mark Zuckerberg did not go back to get a university degree until after he became a billionaire. He didn't hold his dream down. He didn't suspend his dream to go and finish university education. He went and achieved his dream, then he came back. And who is going to fail Mark Zuckerberg in school? Venus Williams went back only after she retired technically from being a world-class multi-millionaire tennis player. There are so many examples of people. What's his name? Richard Branson has never even gone back. If anything, if he has anything academic, it's probably honorary. He dropped out of secondary school, but he's a billionaire, one of the richest people in the world. That tells you a lot. Yet people are still fighting this thing. So if you're a young person listening to me, don't listen to them. Don't let them make you suspend what you are doing that's working for you to go back to some stupid education system that is not built for today's world and go and start pursuing it. Look at the way they've suspended schooling because lecturers are on strike. It means that every student that's hoping to get a university degree is also going to be waiting at home, not able to do anything because the lecturers are on strike. That does not benefit you. But nobody can suspend online work. Nobody can suspend a company and stop them from working. Nobody can stop you from doing your online work, coding, developing websites, all those things. You can carry on. Your vocation is decentralized. Nobody can sabotage you. And blockchain programming is the in thing now, and it's not just a fad. It's something that is a response to the need for technology to go to the next level, because its decentralized nature makes it impossible for hackers to take advantage of it. And therefore, most businesses are looking for someone that can help them do that. So if you have a skill that can solve that problem for them, they will engage you and they will pay you well. That is why Ndoku Emmanuel is getting paid the way he is. That is why John Hussein is getting paid. And those are just the ones we know. Some of them are keeping quiet. They're just making their quiet money. Will you as a young person allow yourself to succeed, or are you going to let your parents, who refuse to see what the whole new world is saying, limit you with their vision? Notice that these young people, they actually disobeyed their parents. They seized their laptop, they went back and got laptops a different way. One went to buy a laptop, John Hussein just went and bought another laptop. What's his name? Njoku Emmanuel just went and borrowed another laptop and continued until he broke through. Then the parents were forced to believe. Don't let them limit you. Don't let their poor vision cloud your clear vision. I beg of you, the world may actually be waiting for your genius to take itself to the next level. Please don't limit yourself. I wish you well.